Top on the news tonight. Cross River State government renders help to malnourished children impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. Correspondent on special assignment examines safety of passengers in minibuses. Plus, African Union Executive Council urges African countries to join hands to fight against COVID-19 pandemic. These and more in just a moment. Good evening, and it's nice to have you on NG News at 7. I am Paul Abel. Now the news in details. The importance of safety for motorists and daily commuters who board minibuses in the city of Calabar has become a thing of concern, not just to the passengers alone, but also to other road users. It is observed that minibus drivers are in the habit of leaving their doors open while moving from one bus stop to the other in search of passengers. Correspondent Cecilia Julius sampled public opinions on the implications of this trend.
With the ban on motorcycles plying major highways in Calabar, taxis and minibuses have become one of the major sources of public transportation in the metropolis. It is therefore being observed that most minibus drivers do not shut the doors of their buses while on transit, which many say it is high risk, especially for vulnerable people such as children and pregnant women. Is this trend an emulation of some cities in Nigeria? Let us get the opinions of residents in Calabar who patronize this mode of transportation.
It's very risky, especially to women like us, who sometimes when you're entering, some men don't know culture. They let the women sit by the doorpost, which is very risky to us. And then at the end of the day, the driver ends up not locking the door. So I think government should take precautions measures on that.
They don't have conductors. That is the most important thing. So the easy way for them is to keep that door open and tie it. It's very, very risky. Very, very risky. It's not safe. It's not safe at all.
It's not safe, especially with pregnant women. If you know that your minibus does not have a door that is good, you should try and fix it.
If they can enter park, because none of our motor here can load passenger and go without closing the door.
How can you drive motor without not to close the door? It's very risky, and the passengers that are entering the buses, most of them have not even just understand the way that they feel it.
My advice is that they should try to do it fine, to close the door so that people should feel free.
NTA News crew interacted with some drivers of minibuses as they speak on the issue.
The door is not strong. To be opening it up and on, it will spoil. And second, you have to help the passengers to go out freely.
Normally, this is not a 18-seater bus. It's a short bus that we don't have a conductor. So we do open the doors in case of any emergency.
Despite the varied opinions of the public, the need for adequate safety for passengers is vital. Therefore, it is advisable for passengers in these buses to ensure their safety and avoid endangering themselves. In Calabar, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
Barely a few days into the second month of 2021, business activities are yet to pick up in the market as traders and customers decry high cost of staples widely consumed by Nigerians. Correspondent Benny Archibong visited markets in Calabar to ascertain the situation of things considering the soaring price of gari, and now reports.
As food prices are surging in the midst of second wave of COVID-19, the price of a key staple, gari, is soaring high due to several factors, Some of these factors include lockdown occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic, unfavorable climate conditions, as well as being in the planting season for cassava, which is used in garri production. These are some of the concerns of traders.
The prices of garri is because the farmers are not enough. We don't have enough garri. That is why the people that eat garri is more than the farmers. So government should put effort to do farm and produce garri to help farmers.
Now it's farmer time. People will enter farm. As they want to enter farm, things will change. This garri will cost past like this.
Though the cost of most foodstuffs had already been inching upward, how do people eat well without compromising quality, flavor, or nutrition? Any substitute for garri?
I believe garri is a cassava. You understand? Garri is also like something that everybody can afford. It is not rice that they will say the custom has seized it. So selling garri 200 naira is very wrong. Let them come down. At least 4 cups, 200 naira is okay. But now we are buying it 3 cups, 200 naira. Please, they should just understand with the masses.
Whether it's the transport that is causing it or the producer of the cassava, we don't know why garri is. It's on the high side. You can't even buy again.
I pray that government should help us to reduce so that a common people like us can follow and eat garri.
Business operators and consumers have expressed dissatisfaction over the negative impact of surging prices of major staples in the market by almost 100%. In Calabar, Benia Chibon, NTA News.
Residents in parts of Calabar are being encouraged to support the state government's efforts to maintain the cleanliness status which the state is known for. Some concerned persons in major communities in the metropolis made the appeal while reacting to the poor sanitary condition of the areas. NTA News monitored the situation and captured the poor sanitary situation and observed that some drains at Wat Market, Calabar Road, Nelson Mandela, Edibe, among others in Calabar South, were blocked by debris. It is observed that most blocked drainages now accumulate stagnant water, which serves as a breeding ground for mosquitoes and other harmful insects. They also complained of the attitude of some people who refuse to make use of the waste bins provided by government, as the situation has become an eyesore, posing health hazards to people around the areas. They equally appealing to the state government and relevant agencies to enforce laws to make defaulting residents comply, which will also serve as deterrent to others. And now to stories about the COVID-19 in the country. Nigeria has recorded 1,624 confirmed new cases of COVID-19, as announced by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC. With the recent statistics released by the NCDC, it shows that Lagos State tops the chart with the highest number of 534, Plateau State 183, Osun 98, Akwa Ibom 85, FCT Abuja 83, Ondo 77, Nasarawa 72, Edo 69, Oyo 63. Others are Taraba 48, Ogun 44, Borno and Kwara 3 each, Ekiti 30, Benue 25, Kano and Niger 21 each, Kaduna 18, Abia 15, Delta 10, Bayelsa 7, and Zamfara 6. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to 137,654, while 101,639 have been discharged and 1,641 persons have died of the pandemic. The 38th Ordinary Session of the African Union Executive Council has urged African countries to join hands to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Hamad, said this while listing the AU's achievements over the past 4 years. Adebola Brucelin Sunday reports.
The session within the framework of the 34th African Union Summit was virtually attended by foreign ministers of the AU member states, the leadership and officials of the AU Commission, as well as some representatives from the African Union organs.
Le panorama de l'intégration régionale au cours du mandat s'est enrichi.
Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Musa Faki Mahamat, stressed the AU's achievements over the past 4 years, explaining that the panorama of regional integration has made series of gains, of which the most striking is the African Continental Free Trade Area launched on January 1st, as well as the launch of the Single African Air Transport Markets and the adoption of the Protocol on Free Movement and the African Passport Guidelines. For the chairperson of the Executive Council, Naledi Pandor, COVID-19 has impacted African countries a lot, but also got the countries together to work out new strategies to face the challenge.
African countries have made huge strides in containing the spread of the virus. We finally have achieved the goal with a number of vaccines having undergone clinical trials and having passed stringent safety tests.
Arts, culture, and heritage levers for building the Africa we want. Creating conducive conditions for Africa's development is the theme for the year 2021. Adebola Brucelin Sunday, NTA News.
And we now pause for a commercial timeout. The news will be back shortly, immediately after the break. Please stay with us.
Una no vex. Una never hear of coronavirus. Prevention is better pass cure. See this thing. Hand sanitizer. Now one way to take prevent coronavirus with that. See, another one we say we go wash our hands clean with soap and with water. Another one we say when we want sneeze, we want cough. Oh yeah, make we dab together. Correct people. If you see say you get symptom of fever or difficulty in breathing, abeg make you dey your day, make you sit down. Nigeria, our culture dey promote cleanliness. Let the celebration party.
This message is from NTA and NCAC.
Wow, like the drops of waters, slow but steady, we have become bigger, stronger, south of the Niger. NTA Calabar, back with a bang. HD signals, much programs. Tune to us today and every day. Hook on to us on Star Times Channel 103 and on VHF Band Channel 9. Watch the best of your delights on Sweet HD Colors. NTA Calabar, the station for the people.
Members of the public with any complaint concerning any of our programs should forward their complaints to the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 9 Murtala Mohammed Iwi Calabar. Phone numbers 0906 198 3183, 0906 883 6550. Email address ntacalabar@nca.gov.ng or to the National Broadcasting Commission NBC, plus 32 Parliamentary Housing Estate, Second Gate behind Zanzibar Hotel, Calabar. Telephone number 0818-445-9924. Email address nbccalabar@yahoo.com. Signed, Management of the National Broadcasting Commission. It's good to have you back. In case you are just joining us, you are watching NTA News, reaching you from our studios here in Calabar. And now to the rest of the news. Children are the worst hit during crises, conflicts, and pandemics due to their vulnerability and dependence for living. Correspondent reports that the Cross River State government is addressing the welfare of severely malnourished children impacted by COVID-19 in some communities, especially where some parents lost their means of livelihood due to the economic downturn occasioned by the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic came as a surprise to many countries, including Nigeria, and in a bid to heighten the fight against the disease, loads of resources have been spent, causing a rather lackluster attention to other areas of the health sector. The pandemic brought poverty as many villagers find it difficult to eat nutritional meals or visit the hospital for medical attention. This is the case of a mother, Imabong Sunday Udo, residing at Ekorepo community, whose baby is more than 2 years old but unable to work, and she cannot also afford to visit the hospital.
The father left us since 2 months, after 1 month plus. So I was suffering with the baby. The baby was not healthy, did not eat. So that is where the baby started to lean.
Imabong's plea is eliciting attention and possibly others in a category from the Cross River State government, as the chairman COVID-19 task force and commissioner for health in the state is visiting communities as part of its monthly community assessment to check children, their nutritional status, immunization cards, as well as that of pregnant women.
Children who are suffering from marasmus, marasmic kwashiorkor, and several others have been picked up from the community. Most of those kids are both 2 years old, but they are unable to sit, not to even talk of working or talk, or their cognitive reasoning zero, cognitive development, mental development. It's almost not happening because of the severe malnourishment that they do have.
The state COVID-19 chairman emphasizes that the state government has a lot to do in order to meet the needs of many families passing through severe malnutrition in their communities. The state governor, Ben Ayade, will on Monday, the 8th of February 2021, swear in Justice Akon Ikpeme as the Chief Judge of Cross River State. A statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Tina Banku Agbo, advises the members of the State House of Assembly, State Executive Council, and the judiciary to be seated by 9 o'clock in the morning before the arrival of the governor. The swearing-in of Justice Akon Ikpeme as the Chief Judge of Cross River State is coming on the heels of a confirmation by the Cross River State House of Assembly. And now to business news. The United States of America has finally endorsed Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for the top job at the World Trade Organization following the withdrawal of Korea's Trade Minister Yoo Myung-hae. In a statement by the Office of the United States Trade Representative, the American government also commended Yoo Myung-hae for putting up a good fight. The statement further states that the Biden-Harris administration is pleased to express its strong support for the candidacy of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as the next Director General of the WTO. Dr. Iweala brings a wealth of knowledge in economics and international diplomacy from 25 years with the World Bank and 2 terms as Nigerian Finance Minister. She is widely respected for her effective leadership and has experience managing a large international organization with a diverse membership. It added that the administration looks forward to working with a new WTO Director General to find paths forward to achieve necessary substantive and procedural reform of the WTO. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari welcomes pronouncement of the Office of the United States Trade Representative, signifying withdrawal of the country's objection to the emergence of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as Director General of the World Trade Organization, WTO. The president welcomes the decision of the new U.S. administration to remove the last obstacle in the path of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala of becoming the first female and the first person of African descent to lead the organization. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, quotes that Nigeria and the entire African continent are happy about this new U.S. position, which signifies a shift and an important turnaround in the relations between Africa and the United States under the Biden administration. And on foreign news now, a United Nations warns the Israel government to halt all settlement activity and urge authorities of both Israel and Palestine to solve conflict through peace talks. UN Chief Antonio Guterres said this while addressing the first meeting of the Committee on Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports.
Israeli settlements are civilian communities inhabited by Israeli citizens, almost exclusively of Jewish ethnicity, built in violation of international law on land occupied by Israel in 1967 Six-Day War. Antonio Guterres urged the Israeli government to halt actions that hinder the peaceful talks with Palestine,
which is a major obstacle to the achievement of the two-state solution and the just, lasting and comprehensive peace.
The Secretary General also welcomed the presidential decree issued by President Mahmoud Abbas to hold legislative, presidential and Palestinian National Council elections this year.
It will be a crucial step towards Palestinian unity. It will give renewed legitimacy to national institutions, including a democratically elected parliament and government in Palestine.
The conflicts and the grave humanitarian, socio-economic and security consequences they are wrecking, the goal of building back better must be broad and inclusive. We appeal that Palestine not be the exception to these lofty goals.
The Israeli-Palestinian conflicts date back to the end of the 19th century. The State of Israel was created after the United Nations adopted Resolution 181 in 1947, sparking the first Arab-Israeli war that displaced 750,000 Palestinians. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
And let's move over to the ever-busy and interesting world of sports. For the best in the world of sports, let's now join Tamara Ebiwe on Sports Update.
Welcome to Sports Update. I am Tamara Ebiwe. Hostilities continue in the Nigeria Professional Football League with Matchday 9 pairings this weekend. Live on the NTA Network are Eyimba vs Plateau United at the Aba Township Stadium on Saturday.
I expect to see quality of game, and with the way the NPFL has been since match day 1 to match day 8, due to the TV, it will actually tell us on what our players can deliver when it comes to the football scene.
On Sunday, Dakada FC lock horns with Abia Warriors at 4 p.m., while Rivers United do battle with Nasarawa United at the Adokie Amir Simaka Stadium. NTA Sports 24 will show the matches between Akwa United and Katsina United at 6 p.m. on Sunday, while FC Fanyuba and Kano Pillars will be aired at 6:30 on Monday. Still on football, all is set for the final of the Championship of African Nations CHAN, as defending champions Morocco square up against Mali in Yaoundé on Sunday. Morocco is the first nation to reach successive finals in the championship. Morocco defeated host Cameroon 4-0 in the semi-final on Wednesday. In the Premier League, Arsenal hope to return to winning ways as they face Aston Villa on Saturday at Villa Park
with the match live on NTA at 1 p.m. Manchester United do battle with Everton, with Liverpool up against Manchester City on Sunday. Finally, in tennis, barely 48 hours to the serving off of the Australian Open, former world number 1 Serena Williams withdraws from the Yarra Valley Classic semi-final against world number 1 Ashley Barty, an Australian Open warm-up event with a right shoulder injury. And that's Sports Update. I am Tamara Ebiwe.
That sports report by Tamara Ebiwe brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin. For subsequent editions, join us on this platform, NTA News Every Day. On behalf of the rest of the entire crew, I am Paul Abel.